Well, folks, my 40th podcast is about psychology. I've been studying psychology by myself. I'm not a psychologist. I don't have the absolute truth in nothing that I said on my podcasts. I'm just giving my point of view and the little uh, things I learned throughout the years, my experiences. And my truth is not the absolute truth. Everyone, anyone has their own truth. So about psychology, I have been studying because I deal with a person that has, and I have to, maybe mom have to, mom have has to, personality disorders, and I think it's very difficult someone that doesn't have something that is not a little mad nowadays. Everybody or has depression or takes remedies or have something. It's difficult a person that says, "Oh, I'm happy. I don't have anything." So what I know about some things that I've been studying for 8 years is that I have OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and the traits are, if you have some of the traits, uh, exaggerated uh, will to put things symmetrically in symmetry, perfectly placed. I have this. My house is all like this. If I see something out of its place, I go crazy. Some other people have clean, uh, have a will of clean, compulsion to clean everything. This is not my case, but some people wash their hands, or are afraid of uh, viruses, bacterias. It was my case some time ago, not to clean everything, but to be afraid of it. And what is the worst part is that if no, the best part is if you have symmetry and you have time to do the rituals, to put things in place, it's okay. But if you have a stressful routine, a full day, and you don't have time, you go crazy, want to do symmetry. It takes more time to put things in place than a normal person. Uh, then the worst thing is to have fears, like panic phobias of strange things. But we are not crazy. We know that this is totally ridiculous to fear something that nobody fears, but we fear. I got better of this because of my remedies. Remedies for depression help with also with OCD. So I was taking remedy for depression, and in the end, it cured my almost my fears that I suffered for so many years since I am a child of to be sick. I'm not afraid to die, but I am afraid to be sick and suffer. I had strange fears. Nobody has. People There are grades in all the personality disorders. My grade is not, it's medium, I think. There are people worse than me, that suffer a lot more. And people just not have one personality disorder. Some people have several. The other one that exists is bipolar personality disorder. So many people with borderline personality disorder is misunderstood by the psychologists and psychiatrists, and to taking a wrong remedy and not getting better or having the wrong therapy. In Brazil, they don't even know very well what borderline personality disorder is, so they confuse a lot more with bipolar. In the United States, there are more literature, so I read a lot in English. I hope the psychologists here could read English to learn more. And more and more people are having all this, even depression. Depression, who is just depressed, it's a fragile person that feels um, more thing with more intensity the sadness and the feelings. So nobody wants to choose to be depressed. We cannot control it, not without remedies. It's all these disturbs are brain things. They are mental, but they are also physical because the brain works in a different way. If you have the picture of the brain of a person with uh, such thing and the other with such thing, it's different. Some areas don't work. So, who is depressed? Yeah, about depression. A depressed person is one that feels more intensely sadness because some hormones of the brain of happiness are not being liberated. Now there is bipolar. The difference from bipolar to borderline personality disorder is it's the bipolar have mood changes, but from times to times, from happy to sad, but like from 3 months, 4 months, and almost without any triggering thing event, any triggering event. Uh, they just change, or they are very happy, or and pass a lot of time without anything to happen. They are very sad. They get angry too. They have explosions, but it is very different from borderline personality disorder. I have found many people that say I am alone, I don't have friends. Of course, they were angry, they were rude with the friends, and the friends went away, but not their fault. They just maybe they don't know what they have, and some resist to accept and to look for a treatment, a therapy or remedies. And it's not easy to who has borderline personality disorder. It's one disorder that the person really suffers and make everyone around suffer too. But this person has the mood like this. From minute to minute, anything you say can trigger a mood change. So they can be happy, sad, angry in a question of minutes, in a matter of minutes in the same day. But majorly triggered by a specific event. Also, they fear to be alone, but they push people they love away because they fear to be abandoned. What is a contradiction, and it's silly, but they can't control it. So if you have someone you love with borderline personality disorder and he's doing everything to you to hate him, and he says he will divorce, he will separate, he's just pushing you away, and there are several reasons to that to happen. One is they want to take care of you, they think they are bad to you, and they know that they will damage your life because they will always explode, being angry, accuse you. Other thing, they can think they are not enough good to be loved by you, or they don't trust that they can be loved because the problem, like narcissists, are the genetics and in the childhood. In the childhood, maybe they were abused sexually or mentally, or the father or the mother was absent because they had to work or died, but they don't see that even of a pet like something that it's nature and They blame the person that died or the pet that died uh, to be dead, to be to have left them. They see the world with a totally different, distorted vision. We could resonate with them because to them feelings are truth, not facts. And they have the mentality of a child of 3 years old. So they act like a child, selfish. Oh, it's for them. Uh, Sometimes they gaslight you like narcissists. They put you below to feel better, to control you. But in the case of a borderline, it's not a control they do by purpose. They maybe don't do they maybe don't know they are doing it. They do it because they fear to lose the other person or by jealousy. So don't blame them for this. And they also fear a great emptiness inside that nothing nor love can fill. Also, they have a black and white vision of the world, or the people is entirely bad or entirely good, and they can put you on a pedestal like a saint in the first in the beginning of the relationship or the friendship, because you don't have pissed them off still. But as soon as they have more contact with you and they see you are not perfect, they put you all bad and they cut contact, or they find someone better to take care of them that they will idolize like a saint again after till they see their faults. And it's a self-protection, a defense mechanism. They put people as all good, all bad, but they don't understand that all of us are bad and good. We have a bad side and a good side, and things that we do are not by purpose to them. So they have this fear of being alone, of being abandoned, but sometimes they isolate. And they push you away before you push them away. When they feel that they are being left in their mind, or being betrayed in their mind, maybe, or in the truth, they push you away first because they don't like to be left. They hate to be left. And they push people so much that people tend to left them, and maybe sometimes the other person doesn't understand that it's not personal and what is really happening. So people go away. So they are people that suffer a lot, and the treatment exists. It takes like 7 years to the person to be aware of all of this. When they started to having, they should think it's not me, it's my disease. This behavior is not mine. Wait, I will stop it, it's my disease. uh, Also, they feel a need of connection, and when they are very connected, they as they don't have an ego, a whole self, they in general copy their favorite person. They always need a support because they don't know, like a child, to take decisions alone. So they want closeness, to be near, to be clinged, and when they are too close, they feel that they will lose the self that they don't even have. So also by fear of engulfment, they push you away. After they feel alone, they pull you close again. It's very complicated. It has very symptoms. people should be aware, because many people are like this. I have many friends that are like this. Unhappily, I can't be friends with everybody because they need a friend. Like very famous artists, like we had Renato Russo here, Amy Winehouse, Marilyn Monroe, uh, Michael Jackson probably, uh, all these famous people that are very talent, talent, talented. Uh, they seem to have a genial, they seem to be genius, and this geniality is associated with madness. But borderlines are not mad. They can have PTSD too, like seeing little movies, little uh, hallucinations, hearing, no, hearing voices that are not there, but they know that they are not there. It's different from totally mad people that schizophrenia. Schizophrenia, the person loses total contact with reality. If you tell her this isn't a hallucination, they won't believe you. They are seeing, so for that it's real. But who has OCD or who has borderline personality disorder know that these visions, OCD doesn't have visions or hallucinations, but borderline. But we have fears that we know that they are ridiculous. And behaviors like symmetry. I know it's ridiculous, but I can't stop doing it. So, to borderlines, they know that these hallucinations are not real. Uh, and what differs them, borderline personality disorder, for narcissistic personality disorder. Uh, Both were created in childhood by genetically and by the way that the parents treated the child. If they say you are of trash, the person will be a borderline. If they say you are a special kid, you must be special in everything, they will be a narcissist. The borderline thinks that they don't have any value. The narcissist says that he is superior, that he is better than everybody, but in his core, he know just to cover that he finds that himself doesn't worth anything. It's one difference. Another difference it's the empathy. Borderlines are not very good to have empathy to help others because they suffer so much that they just have eyes and thoughts to himself. And like a child, they are selfish. Oh, the toy is mine, don't take it. And narcissists are don't have really feelings. They are like psychopaths. Let me see this word, how I can pronounce it. Translator. Translator helps me. Psycho. Well, the person who is a psycho is another different thing. But a narcissist is almost a sociopath. It's almost a psycho because he just thinks of himself and he doesn't need a person to vent his feelings, to tell his feelings, to decide for him. No. He needs a person to adore him, to tell him he is the most beautiful, the most talented in the world. And he tends not to work to take advantage of the other person. They say they love you, but they love the attention, the adoration you can give, and they ask for money or for services. Be far from people that ask for things. Unless you can give them, you are very rich, a millionaire. They do manipulation by purpose, on the contrary of a borderline personality, a borderline person that does it unconsciously. They really love you, and when they love you a lot. When they are happy a lot, and when they are angry a lot, and all a lot, and sad a lot, and depressed. Narcissists don't have feelings just for themselves. They are almost like cycles, because cycles, people also don't choose to be a cycle, but the cycle, it's a totally different thing. The person wasn't born with any capacity of having feeling for other people. When they cry, or it's fake, or they are crying for themselves. They manipulate to get what they want. They want money, general money, power. They do bad things. Not just murderers are cycles. A lot of percent of the population is psycho, but they don't do great damages. They just can damage you in your job, to get a promotion and you not, sabotage you. They don't have feelings. When they murder someone, it's all very calculated. It's so cold that it's difficult for the police to discover after. Uh, they don't do things specially for feelings. And when they cry because they were arrested for themselves. They don't care. They don't have remorse for the victim. Borderlines also can kill, but to be violent. But if they kill, it's because they feel pain, they feel jealousy. It's those people that don't think and go and do the thing. They don't think. They don't have time to think. When they see, they killed. I'm like this. I'm explosive. I don't think. I just explode, and after. But of course, I respect the law. I wouldn't do any damage, physical damage, or kill anybody. But borderlines are very jealous people. They want to control us, to we not to escape. And narcissists too, because they are having a supply. Uh, Narcissists tend more to have affairs, because they use the spouse to have children, to work for them, to clean the house, to have the stability, to work while they don't. And they use the other women for sex. They just use everybody. So take care with narcissists and cycles. And schizophrenic people can also kill, but they kill because they are, in other words. I had two people in the family, and nobody killed anybody. They just say, they go out of reality. Maybe it's a defense, because the world is very hard to support, to take. So they maybe escape reality, but it's also genetic. And it's all my knowledge. You can subscribe to my channel, or leave your comments below. Goodbye.